I'm Richard.
And I'm Will.
And together we're
The Irreverent Nerds. Bum, bum, bum.
Hey nerds! I am your host Richard Best, here with my co-host and partner in crime,
Cartoonist Will.
Cartoonist Will.
Sometimes being called by my real name, Boyer.
Boyer. We are here in your living rooms, or your bathrooms, or your cars, or your workplaces, or wherever else you're listening.
That little closet under the stairs.
Yes, Harry, we see you.
Yeah, close the door so we cannot see you.
Harry Potter.
Did you know that actually, was aunt and uncle, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, since Harry Potter was actually a Horcrux, it was actually his presence that turned them that way.
I never thought of that. So maybe they weren't assholes before, but they became that.
Well, that's why they were nicer people later after Harry left. The books.
Oh my goodness. I've not heard this fan theory, but it makes sense. But then why was Harry courageous if he had a Horcrux in his head?
I don't know.
Oh, I know the answer. The power of his mother's love.
Power of love.
That's right. It's a powerful force, my friends. So, we are not doing a video podcast this week, which I told you guys a while back we're not going to do one every week, because frankly it takes a lot of editing time, and...
We're ugly. Look at us. Look at us.
I know. I told you all we're beautiful, but that's debatable. You know, we're both fat, middle-aged men. You know, I don't know that anybody wants to see that on a regular basis, except maybe our wives.
They watch the comic book guy in Simpsons.
This is true. All right, my friends. Here we are today. Heroes Con is coming. Are you going? I think we're going.
No.
We're talking about it. I think my comic book guy sounds a little bit too much like my Stewie. Like,
hey, that's true. That is Stewie.
Yeah, maybe that's where he stole it. Maybe he stole it from Simpsons.
Well,
but Stewie is different. He's his own man, or baby, as I say.
Well, seeing as how there's like one or two people that voice almost every character in The Simpsons, we'll let it slide.
This is true. Hank Azaria, if you're listening, I love your Mo. And I forget the other characters you do, but I know you do a lot. All right. So, let's see. Will, what's
Richard,
been going on in your life, my friend?
Work.
The good, the bad,
Doctor's
the ugly, the hilarious, the stuff that makes you cry, whatever you want to share.
Existential dread. Okay. Well, my fear of death since I was 9 years old aside. Well, Mandy and I have been having a hard time financially with her being out of work with polyneuropathy and worrying about her health condition. Good news, her appointment with the specialist was moved from June 30th to this Wednesday.
Nice.
That's very nice, very nice. And the MRI shows no brain lesions. Lesions, I'm sorry.
Yes. I had not heard that. That's great to hear that.
But probably things we haven't previously talked on the podcast about, so probably some news to a lot of you that Mandy, my wife, is going through this. Anyway, so that's mostly what's happening, I guess. Just been busy with all that stuff. My doctor has put me on more antidepressants.
Well, that makes sense. This is a rough patch.
Yeah, but
I'm also on antidepressants, by the way. Hey guys,
I like to joke about it.
No, well, seriously though, plug for mental health. Like, I'm really glad that there's less stigma now than there was, even when we were kids, about mental health, because that's something I don't think our parents probably even had language for it. You know, they might have referred to a psychologist as a shrink.
You don't need a therapist. You need more faith.
Yeah, which...
Well, I don't want to start anything, but you know. There was a lot of like even ignorance back then.
Yeah, like even from a Christian perspective, like you can... We're getting uber serious again, but like you can make an argument. It's like, well, God gave us science, right? He gave us brains. Like, let's use it, right?
I've argued that point.
Yeah, whichever way you look at it,
point.
it's you know, it's amazing. You know, even though science still makes mistakes, you know, that's part of the deal. You know, it's progress, right? You know,
Absolutely.
and it takes, you know, effort, and it takes starts and stops and failures and learning from failures and all that good stuff. So, anyway, sorry I interrupted.
Oh no, that's fine. Well, the serious stuff aside, love to share it. I zoned out. Okay, the serious stuff aside, what I'm reading right now is I just finished 47 Ronin. Was it 47 Ronin? Yeah, 47 Ronin, written by the president or something of Dark Horse at one time. I forget his name, and illustrated by Stan Sakai.
Wasn't there a Keanu Reeves movie about that?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was different.
Not the same, huh?
Well, the 47 Ronin is an actual historical event.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And the movie with Keanu Reeves was about a white man who washed ashore and he fought shape-shifting yokai foxes and things, and I don't remember much. It's just... It was like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer, basically.
Oh, man. Or like The Last Samurai if you added the paranormal element.
Yeah, basically.
Which, Last Samurai is an excellent movie, by the way.
I think I own that one.
Well, I used to.
Well, if I don't own it, I used to as well.
We both recommend it.
Yes. As well as Akira Kurosawa's films.
I need to see some of those. I keep hearing about them over the years.
I think I've got 4 of them. I have Yojimbo and The Hidden Castle, and I can't remember the other. I've got The Magnificent whatever. It's like the Japanese version of the Western version of shoot dang it. I don't know what I'm talking about. The one where the poor village rounds up all the Ronin to help come and save them from bandits, which is the Western version of that.
Oh yes, yeah, Seven Samurai.
Yeah,
And then there's
Magnificent Eight,
Magnificent Seven.
Okay.
And then the Hateful Eight kind of does that. But before the Hateful Eight was the Three Amigos. The Three Amigos was also.
Oh, is that the one with Chevy Chase? And,
yes.
Oh my god.
One of the best comedies
I want to see that.
Of all time.
Oh, I need to see that.
Yeah, I think. I'm a little biased because I grew up with it. At my house, the Three Amigos and Home Alone 1 and 2 and Cool Runnings. Those movies were on repeat. Like once we recorded them on videotape, like those things were on repeat. We watched them on a regular basis. Like just was like, hey, can't think of what else to watch. Three Amigos, Cool Runnings, Home Alone.
All of these are my favorites. I really need to track down Three Amigos.
I've got it if you want to borrow it.
Ooh, neat. Is it on VHS?
No.
Good.
Good. It's on. I think I have DVD of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably do. It's probably at my dad's house. The VHS. It's like we used to do this thing where, we were poor, relatively speaking. From American standards, we were like lower middle class, so we couldn't afford to have cable all the time. Certainly not the regular prices. So yeah. my dad would wait until there was a special deal. And then he would get it for 1 year at the special rate and then cancel it. And then he'd wait till they offer him another special deal and then get it again. So in the meantime, like we would just buy, blank video cassettes and record a bunch of crap, off at like TV Land and TCM and stuff like that. And so we've got all kinds of videotapes with different movies on them. It's interesting, because you can't really do that anymore. I mean, you can rip movies off of streaming.
Yeah. I never really thought of it before.
I guess you can. There's DVR. You still have DVR and stuff like that. So for those that still have cable, it's a dying thing. But I guess you can still do that nowadays, just digitally.
Yep.
Anyway, by the way, guys, so this is just the intro. Like our main topic for today is actually going to be a rewatch review of Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom. So
because I can't afford tickets to the next
one. Well, that's part of it. Like we're both a little. I mean, money's tight for me too, so we're both a little strapped for cash this week. So we're like, hey, we can still do something Jurassic World themed. So we're gonna rewatch Fallen Kingdom and kind of playfully poke fun at it. Because it deserves it, to be honest.
It's definitely not my favorite. I would rate it below Jurassic Park 3.
Yes, I have to agree with you.
But I guess a good refresh would be nice.
But yeah, it's in the Jurassic Park world, so and we're both eventually going to see Dominion as well because we love dinosaurs, and I know it's gonna have problems, but we don't really care. We're gonna enjoy it anyway.
I hear Dr. Wu is going to make a centipede man. I'm kidding.
Oh, Mr. Wu. So anyway, let's see where we're at in our recording here. We're trying to keep this to 10 minutes. Oh crap! My computer went into sleep mode.
Well, we're having fun, so...
Hopefully it's still recording. I guess we'll find out.
I hope so.
Yep.
Good.
So, to wrap this up, what am I reading right now? Let me see. Sci-fi, fantasy, nerd-wise. Oh. Well, for those... Well... So hey, this is a plug for last week's episode because up to this point, no one's listened to it, including Will.
What? I'm sorry. It's true. I don't even read my own comic books after I make them. Okay.
It's okay. Yeah, I usually re-listen to our stuff because I'm listening. Like, do we edit it well? Does it sound good on this platform? Does it sound good on that platform? And maybe I'm a bit of a narcissist as well, so I just like hearing myself. But,
is that what that means? I thought that's when you like pain.
No, that's masochist.
Oh, okay.
I think. But anyway. So last week, a plug for last week, I started reading an audio in kind of an audiobook style, and I think I'm going to continue with this. For Sci-Fi Focus, it was H.G. Wells. Oh dang it. Sleeper Walking. A Sleeper Walking.
He wrote more than one thing?
He did. Yeah. Everybody knows about War of the Worlds, right? But he also wrote Time Machine, of course. Most people know about Time Machine. But yeah, this was like, I think it's called A Sleeper Walking. Time Machine? Yeah. Yeah. H.G. Wells, my man.
Well, I have definitely read that.
Yeah. So like...
I think I own that book. How did I not know that? How did I not look at the author's name?
It's a good question. Anyway, so I read like 10 minutes of that, and I tried to give it a good production level. I even had some sound effects to it. Just some background ocean waves and stuff like that, and creepy music. So hey, go, like, even if you don't want to listen to the rest of the episode, just forward to Japan Jaunt by Will. I think it's about an hour into the episode, roughly. And the last 20 minutes is Will's Japan Jaunt, which he talked about Bakineko and... Let's see what else. Like
Nekomata and Maneki Neko, which I'm not 100% certain is actually a yokai, but I don't know. I threw Maneki Neko in there.
Yeah, which he did a really good job with that. So you guys check that out. My only contribution was adding a little bit of background music to it, so it sounds
cool.
Yeah, some Japanese music, which I bought royalty free off of iTunes.
Which I didn't know because I didn't listen to it.
That's right. Didn't even listen to himself.
I'm sorry. All I do is make sure the audio quality is good, then I ship it to Richard.
There you go. So anyway, guys, yeah, go back and check out. And obviously, the main topic last week was we interviewed / just sat down and talked with, virtually, but Will's good friend Brian Wingrove. I say good friend. Will's acquaintance, friend.
My good con acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Someone he runs into frequently at comic book conventions, and who's a comic book creator himself, Brian Wingrove, the Mighty Mighties and Intermezzo.
Yes.
Yeah, Prolific's word. And assorted other productions. And that's, as is true for many independent comic book creators, Will included. That's not his main day job. But it's just
I don't know what his main day job is. We didn't ask him.
Yeah, we didn't. That's true. I should have asked.
Oh, well.
Anyway, but no, for him, it's like as much a passion project as anything, right? But if you make some money, obviously it's really nice.
It's very nice. Especially in this economy.
Yes, this is true.
Your loss of cash is my gain. I'm sorry.
But it's investment, Will. An investment in art.
Yes.
You have to value your own work.
I've been waiting for another Great Depression, so comic books will be out of demand. I'm kidding.
By the way, guys, as of this recording, we have officially made $1.17 in ad revenue.
Where's my take? I'm kidding.
You'll get. Let's see. I'll give you
a fraction of a penny.
Let's see. That would be 58 cents.
58 cents.
You can. I don't know what you can get with that nowadays.
Nothing.
About an ounce of gas, maybe.
I don't know. I don't even think I can get that much.
No, we actually we have a little bit more than that in our coffers because we do have a monthly supporter, Lars DeSenza.
Cool.
And for any of you others out there, yes, thank you once again, Lars.
Thank you.
And
worship your feet. Unless your hubby thinks that's weird, then we'll back off. But
so yeah, I won't tell you what Lars is supporting us at because that's his business. But there are 3 different tiers. If you go,
that's a woman, right?
No.
Man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Lars. Have you never seen Lars and the Real Girl? No.
I thought you said a female name.
Lars DeSenza.
Well, this is awkward.
I don't know the origin. I'll have to ask him if Lars is that Swedish.
Oh,
Dutch?
Lars?
Lars.
Oh, okay.
Sounds like Western European, but I could be wrong. My name is very, very English and very white. Richard.
White.
It's about as white a name as you can get. My last name, too. Anyway, we're running up on our time here. We need to get into rewatching this movie, which we're not going to have time to watch the whole thing because we have jobs. So, but we're going to have fun with it, and we're going to talk about it. We've both seen the whole thing before. We're just going to rewatch as much as we can and then drop a rewatch review for you. And it's just going to be fun. We're going to be lovingly poking fun at this movie, which, is enjoyable and yet just ridiculous at times. So after these messages, you'll hear that, and then stay tuned after the review for our weekly Japan Jaunt and Sci-Fi Focus segments.
And my apologies to Lars.
Yeah.
Whose feet I will not be worshiping. But thank you.
All right, nerds. We'll be back.
We'll be back after these messages.
Smithers, who are these irreverent nerds? Well, sir, they're the hosts of this podcast. What's a podcast? Well, sir, it's kind of like a radio show. Ah, I see. Like The Shadow or CBS News. Yes, sir. I think we should buy it. I don't think it's for sale, sir. Poppycock, I just bought Twitter. I can buy this podcast. Alright, sir. I'll talk to them and see what they say. Excellent.
And we're back. Now for the review of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, starring Andy Dwyer, Opie's Girl, and that nerd from Paper Towns. It's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. If you didn't think we're weird by now you know for sure.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Where they be running and screaming. Where the pirates eat the tourists.
You can do a better Ian Malcolm than that.
I wasn't trying to. Well, I wasn't trying that hard. And Ian, he has a very unique voice. So we didn't make it all the way through, but we told you we wouldn't because we have to go to bed because we're adults and we have jobs. So
jobs.
But we did make it about halfway through. So we're gonna combine this half rewatch with the full watch that we both have had in the past.
I feel like we got maybe 2/3 or 3/4 or something. I don't know. Somewhere between 50 and 75%.
Closer to 50. I'd say. Okay. So this is probably at least 2 hours long. I think we might have watched 1 hour. So, what's your first thoughts, Will?
Well,
upon the half rewatch.
Well, where we ended it was.
Well, let's not start where we ended it.
Oh, okay. Well,
what's your first thoughts in chronological order?
Oh, okay, sure. Well, it's fun.
What'd you think about the opening? Maybe we'll put it that way.
Oh, the opening was great. Opening was great. People are dumb coming to Island Nublar and thinking they're not going to see dinosaurs that are going to try to kill and eat them. And just shouting and screaming and just attracting attention. Maybe that whole dietary thing from the first film doesn't exist anymore. I don't know.
Dietary thing?
Where they made the dinosaurs in the first film supposedly.
Oh yeah.
They had to have a certain thing in their diet, or they'd all
would die.
But of course, evolution decided.
True.
That
as
so
Ian
they survived
Malcolm
anyway. But
Ian Malcolm so eloquently put it, life finds a way.
Yeah, but Anyway, yeah, I loved it. I loved the opening. What are your thoughts?
I liked it as well, actually. It evoked, obviously not the same amount of terror, because they're rehashing old beats in a sense, but it was still enjoyable. It definitely evoked the opening to the original Jurassic Park, which I'm assuming is what they were trying to do, build a little suspense, tension, then people get eaten, it's like, but it did get a little dumb there at the end, mostly because the guy who got eaten was really dumb.
Yes.
But then,
exactly,
like with Jurassic Park, it was just a normal guy doing his job, trying to put the raptor in his cage, and he just got pulled in. Whereas this, was a guy working for nefarious, what we find out later anyway, or nefarious people, trying to clone dinosaurs again.
Again, cloning the clones. How shallow does the gene pool go? How shallow?
Sorry, I was just telling Will to get a little louder. We're sharing a mic here. One day we'll have the budget for 2 blue microphones, but right now we just have one. So, let's see. But no, yeah, the guy that gets eaten, obviously, he's an idiot. He's like yelling, even though they know this is an island with dinosaurs on it. He's like yelling at people, and he has a yellow jacket on.
I can't hear you. What? There's a dinosaur behind me.
I'm assuming though that the my wife's here, by the way.
Hey.
Do you want to join us?
Sure, why not?
So, this just in.
Hey, I'm Laura. I'm married to Richard, not Will.
That would be awkward.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, especially since I'm the one that just said it was my wife.
Yes.
So, we don't practice polygamy here, just so you know. No.
It's like reverse.
We're not Mormons from Southern
Reverse
Utah.
Mormonism.
No. So back to the movie. What I thought was weird is that often in those intense situations, there's not enough security. Why is it always one guy who's singled out?
I know.
Why is there always one moron?
Oh, they're the red shirts of Jurassic Park.
Exactly.
Didn't think about it.
And why wasn't there anybody with a gun there to back him up? The tech nerd was out by himself.
Yeah.
Well, I think the original film franchise would have done that. They would have had a guy with a gun.
Yeah.
Because dinosaurs. Huh?
I know. Like they had the what's his name? He's like the game warden and
Robert Muldoon.
Muldoon, yes. He's smart. Like he knows that the raptors are very dangerous.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Yeah, like you see the fear in his eyes. Like he has genuine respect for the raptors. He's like,
smart guy.
It's like, this one, she remembers. She's trying. So yeah, the people are a little bit dumber in this one, for the most part.
I just feel like they're one-dimensional. Like there's not like a backstory to them. There's just this is their one job and that's all they do.
Well, even the animal Hunter in Jurassic Park 2, Lost World, had a backstory.
Yeah, like he was an interesting character. Like, and it wasn't just because it was
exactly.
a good actor playing him.
Who was that guy?
I don't remember his name.
I can't remember the character's name. I could tell you the actor's name. Pete Postlethwaite.
Cool. Oh, wow, okay.
What a last name.
Postlethwaite. I know.
Postlethwaite.
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 But I couldn't tell you the character's name, though.
I don't know.
But yeah, like he was like...
He
like
was
he evoked...
Muldoon too.
Yeah, sort of, yeah, like... And he had his number 2, RJ? RJ.
That sounds right. Let's go with it.
I do remember RJ's character.
Which number movie is this?
This is the second one where
Lost
they go
World?
to Site B. Yeah, the Lost World.
Yeah. Okay.
And RJ dies, sadly.
Yeah, I don't remember any of those characters.
Yeah. He was like, was it worth getting the T-Rex? In the end.
Yeah.
So he had some humanity at least.
Yeah. Yeah, and he had showed some compassion, like he protected people that were getting bullied. That's actually in a deleted scene.
Oh.
Actually, I'm trying to remember if that was a deleted scene or if that was in the regular movie where he beats up that punk at the beginning. He's like, he grabs the waitress and like makes her sit on his lap, and then the hunter stands up and he's like, "You, sir, are no gentleman."
I feel like I've seen that. I feel like I've seen that, but I feel like that's definitely a deleted scene because I don't think that was in the film.
Maybe it is a deleted scene. Like, I liked it though because it really established his character. Like he has some compassion. He cares about other people. Like and yet, anachronous to that, he's a game hunter at the same time. So it's kind
game hunter. That's the correct term.
It's an interesting contrast.
So. What you were saying, I am having a brain fart, Laura.
Wow, thanks.
I almost called you Lorraine.
Thanks, buddy.
I'm sorry.
I love you too, man.
I got a headache. So, as what you were saying, yeah, the people in this one, I agree with you. They're very one-dimensional in this film so far.
Well, even the bad guy, it just feels very Avatar-y, Pocahontas-y to me.
Oh, Pocahontas-y.
You know, it's like where it's like there's a group of animals or individuals that are like unique, and then these people come in going, oh, they have a rare commodity that we should have. Let's go in and kill them all and take with it. It's just it's like, okay, that's been done a million times.
Well, I have not seen Pocahontas since I was like a child, but I know what you're talking about with Avatar. Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It's basically the same plot. It really is. But,
yeah. Was it Pandora will chew you up and spit you out? It'll rip your eyeballs out and
one-dimensional villains.
Jujubes.
Yeah, one-dimensional villains. It's not that interesting. It really isn't.
So I think we all agree that the mercenaries are pretty dumb. They're like your kind of your cliched meathead mercenary.
Yes. Yeah, and I just not that interesting.
When is it my turn to complain?
Well, yeah, well, you said like we both agreed. Well, like as we were talking about, like we enjoyed the first 30 minutes, and where it really started to turn for the worse was when the mercenaries make that dumb decision.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely logical that if a velociraptor is starting to chew your face off, you're going to shoot it.
Yeah, that part. But before that, they didn't wait for his signal, and they tranked her, and then that set her off. And obviously that ended up the other guy getting... Well, I assume he got killed. Actually, I don't know. I think about it.
I don't know.
He got attacked.
There was a lot of blood on the grass as the velociraptor tore into his face, but then he managed to get off a shot, so it's kind of vague, but I'm going to assume he died one way or another.
His body wasn't there later, so maybe he didn't.
Maybe got eaten up by the lava that magically appeared.
Probably.
I know,
magically appeared.
Like, it cuts back later, and then, was it Owen? That's Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt's character's name, Owen.
Which confuses me, because wasn't there an Owen in Jurassic Park 2?
Was there?
That feels familiar.
Owen?
Nick Owen?
Oh, last name Owen. Last name Owen, yeah, not first name.
Sorry, I've been wanting to point that out for years.
Really?
Okay, let's continue.
It's his son, sort of. No. I guess timeline-wise, it Well,
I don't think they're related.
It could be, but his first name's Owen, the guy's last name.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm complaining about the regurgitation of names. That's all.
But yeah, the lava part. That's where I first remarked as like, and now it gets dumb. I was taking notes. I actually wrote that down.
Well, that was hilarious as Chris Pratt.
I know. It was
rolled around, paralyzed, trying to escape.
I'm assuming it was supposed to be kind of funny. I guess.
The music got a little silly.
The music was like, this is serious.
It wasn't.
But then it looked ridiculous.
Yes, I loved it.
He's like laying there, and like I don't know what that was. It wasn't a triceratops, but it was something similar to a triceratops.
Yeah.
Wakes him up, like licks him, and then stomps.
Gives him a little good morning kiss.
Yeah. So then he's like, because he's been tranked with this like very powerful tranquilizer, but somehow magically starts to wake up. I guess his adrenaline woke him up because he saw the lava coming, and it's like literally like inches from
his face,
his feet, and his face, and he somehow doesn't get burnt.
No, not at all.
Hey, so I want to ask: do you think that tongue was animatronic or CGI?
Oh, that's a good question.
It was CGI.
It looked
maybe the
CGI,
slide was CGI.
But yeah, I know at least for the newest one, I know they did use some animatronics because I follow Chris Pratt on Instagram.
Oh, cool!
And when they were wrapping up, or I think he posted a picture of the production, and they had an actual animatronic T-Rex head.
Yeah,
so I heard they did some of that.
Yeah.
I heard too that there was some animatronics in the Dominion.
So do you?
Gosh, babe. Now I'm scared. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say?
So
no.
I think your first comment about the movie was like that Chris Pratt's character. It's like he's not that handsome. I
just don't think he's that attractive.
Chris Pratt is so attractive, even men want him. I said that earlier. It was funny earlier.
No, it's funny. No, I don't get it. I think he's slightly charming, but I think his character in Parks and Rec is way more charming.
Yeah. Which I have to watch that sometime.
It's so funny. It is lovely.
He's the lovable idiot.
So yes. Mm-hmm.
And he's slightly chubby. Personality. And then you see him in Guardians of the Galaxy, and all of a sudden Chris Pratt has abs.
I feel like Chris Pratt, or what's his name? Quill? Peter Quill?
Peter Quill.
Yeah. Peter Quill is like it's like if Andy Dwyer and Owen had a baby. That's Peter Quill.
I feel like that's a happy medium.
That
works.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah,
I like Peter Quill. I like Chris Pratt as Peter Quill. That was my introduction to Chris Pratt, by the way.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's a good introduction. Like, especially the opening dance scene is classic. People are still imitating it on Instagram.
You guys, the three of us saw that together. Do you remember that? Yes, we did. Ah. And I came and was like, I'll watch this with you guys. Because I didn't know what it was.
Did Mandy come?
I don't remember.
Maybe.
But I was laughing through the whole movie.
Right, that's good. That's
I just was like, this is hilarious. It was really good.
As long as that's praise and not a...
Oh, no, it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I just realized that at the moment.
It's like, wait, you didn't eat his leg? It's like, no, but I just wanted it.
Yeah, or like when he like does
can't believe
like
you
the
did
middle,
got it.
Like the middle finger when he like rolls that up.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't know how this works.
Was that in the final cut? I don't remember.
That was in the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because the trailer, there was just like this little censor thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. Or blurred it or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know what this machine did.
Yeah.
Guess it was a futuristic censor.
Oh yeah, and what is the oft memed line from the strangely the British man who's there, one of the guards or cops? He's like, "What a bunch of a-holes."
Yeah. He was on Parks and Rec.
Was he?
Yes.
That's funny.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe Chris Pratt got him the job.
Yeah.
So Chris Pratt, I think do you agree as well, Willie? Well, I guess you only have one other thing to compare it to, but like,
right?
Would you agree you like Guardians of the Galaxy Chris Pratt better than Jurassic World Chris Pratt?
Well, if because of memory reasons, if we're only comparing it to Fallen Kingdom, I would say yes. So my, I like Chris Pratt, but that comes off of what I've seen him do in the Guardians of the Galaxy series. So yeah, if this is my only thing, I think I would still like the actor, but not as much. I mean, because I agree, I haven't seen Andy, but I agree.
If you like Guardians, you'd like you'd like Parks and Rec.
Yeah, so I agree that Chris Pratt in Guardians was very likable.
Yeah, and it's like, and I've seen him in a couple of other action movies where he's trying to be the serious action hero, and it I like him, but it doesn't quite work. Like he doesn't quite pull it off.
Because he's not that attractive.
Well,
that's what it is.
Like he's a decent actor, but yeah, just whatever it is about him, like he doesn't quite pull off the action hero. I don't know what it is. Just not enough charisma when he's trying to be like really serious. Like,
you brought Will Smith into this.
Oh, don't you bring me into that?
Wow. Okay, that's cool. Be that way. That's fine.
I was just gonna
don't say anything about Will Smith's wife.
Oh.
Get your wife's name out of your.
Okay.
Get my wife's name out of your mouth.
So
get Will Smith's wife's name.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so I was just going to say that in comparison, personally, I've seen Will Smith try to play a serious character that is no nonsense, no humor, and it is not good.
It is. Oh,
really?
Wait. Which movie was it? Because I might agree with you.
Really? I think he's good at
drama,
what was
actually. That film where he co-starred with his son and he was... He was hurt in the spaceship and the son was on the alien planet.
That's just a bad movie.
Okay.
It wasn't a bad movie. Just them as a duo just doesn't work.
I grew up watching Will Smith in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and my favorite Will Smith is when he's funny. Okay, I'm not saying he can't do action. It's just that but he's not funny. He's not. It's off. He was fun. He was even funny in that movie with the vampires. What was that? I Am Legend. Yeah.
Oh, if it's zombies.
Well, that's what I was going to say, because that's actually a very serious dramatic role, and you and I both saw it in the theater, actually.
Oh, I forgot, but he played a much better character than.
Yes, it was. That's what I say. It's a better movie.
No.
Better writing, better directing. Shyamalan. I love Shyamalan, but
is that how you say his name?
I think Shyamalan. He makes some clunkers.
Shyamalan.
Like After Earth is a clunker.
Oh, really? This is so sad.
The Last Airbender is a clunker.
That's exactly what I think about. Will Smith. That's the best part about this podcast.
All right, this is true.
But I purposely tried to derail us.
Let's see.
Speaking of this, I called dumb long before the lava in Fallen Kingdom.
Say again?
Speaking of which, I called dumb in Fallen Kingdom long before the lava. I called dumb as soon as the stereotypical mercenaries just turned on them for no reason. Now, I can understand just tranking Chris Pratt Owen as he's upset, but at that point, there was no reason for them to really turn on the other scientists. I mean...
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
I mean, the woman pulling the gun, I mean, she's overreacting to the situation. I mean, what would you do if someone just shot a dinosaur tranquilizer to one of your teammates? You'd be upset. You'd be freaking out. And, but I don't understand. I don't understand
necessarily, but
I
don't know if I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe we wouldn't pull a gun, but I'm just saying, it just doesn't make sense for me personally that the mercenaries were then trying to just kill them and leave them on the island. I mean, Deering and what's his name, the nerd guy, as far as I know, they didn't even know that this even happened. They were just in the computer room. Did they get locked in there? I can't remember. By the mercenaries?
Yeah, see, I feel like the whole thing was poorly planned. Like, it's like, because they tell you, like, the mercenaries had been there on the island for a while, and apparently the only reason they brought in, dang it, I can't remember.
The heroes?
I can't remember.
Protagonists.
The main female protagonist. I cannot remember.
Deering.
I don't remember her first name.
Yeah,
I can't call her Deering.
Deering. Bryce Dallas Howard's character. Opie's child. No.
Thank you. I would not have known that if you hadn't repeated it several times.
Yes. So, it seems like the only reason they brought her and Owen in was just to get Blue.
Yeah.
Like, they needed her handprint to get access to the tracking, and they needed him to help them get Blue. But I'm like, why didn't they ask them, like, a month before that? I don't know how long they'd been there, but it's like last minute, right before the volcano's erupting, they bring them in. It's just like...
Movie, drama, magic.
I know. I know why they did it for the movie, but I'm like, if they had thought through it more, it's like, that's like a...
exactly.
Like you said, it adds to the characters being kind of dumb and somewhat two-dimensional. So it's like...
I think it would have made it more sense if... What's the young man's name? Or young villain? What's his name?
The young villain? Oh,
yeah,
the only villain. Okay, the young man who's an only
villain. The mean accountant.
Honestly, I don't even care much about his character, so I don't remember.
True. No one cares about him.
We should do our research a little better, shouldn't we?
I think, like...
I'm going to look it up.
No, I feel like all the characters could have, like, even, like, a hint of a backstory to make them all more interesting.
To make us actually invested in any of them.
Yeah.
And basically all we get with him is, I was young and idealistic once.
Yeah.
Best line from his character in the whole movie. Probably, I'm kidding.
I will say though, he kind of was that. We've seen him in another movie, What If? He plays the boyfriend.
Marvel.
Oh my goodness!
No.
I think we're just getting ideas on what movies to watch next because that was good. That was
hilarious romantic comedy.
Yeah.
Like, and he was kind of that preppy, annoying attitude in that too. Like, just like you want to slap him, and you assume he went to an Ivy League college because his parents are rich.
So
but he's also an asshole on top of it. So it's like Eli Mills. That's the name of the character.
I have a question. Who's the old guy who's dying with the oxygen tank? And how does he know the other old guy who isn't there anymore?
They worked together in the past.
Okay.
Yeah,
until he cloned his daughter.
Benjamin Lockwood supposedly was a... And I wonder if you were to go back to the first one, because they did that obviously with Wu, although they literally brought the actor back, but like, I wonder if you were to go back, if you were like just run into this one character whose name was Ben, you're like, it's him! But supposedly he worked with dang it, my brain is not working.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Benjamin is completely retconned. But
oh yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
But I think it would have made more sense if this Mills guy had, at some point in the film, actually told them, hey, once they help you out, kill them all because they know too much, or they're going to try to follow up on the sanctuary or something. And obviously, I know that we needed the whole slow reveal that he's the villain by Macy spying on him, but it would have made more sense for me personally, because I don't understand why the mercenaries turned on him. I just that's my one complaint.
Yeah, and no, it's and then like I know the guy was old, but like to have not caught any of what happened underneath his house in the basement for like 5 years.
Oh wait, he didn't know?
He didn't know anything was going on. The dude was clueless.
Oh my
completely.
Goodness.
There's a big door for trucks to go in.
I know.
He had just not gone down there for any reason whatsoever. I mean, he's in a wheelchair. I guess he can't get around.
It's like never heard a dinosaur roaring or anything. Like,
well,
I guess maybe it's far enough down, and like maybe they just always kept the dinosaurs
on the security cameras.
Yeah, like.
Oh wait, so he didn't know he was going to bring the dinosaurs back?
He didn't know they had the lab going down below either. Like
You reactivated the lab?
He thought they were going to take him to the sanctuary place or whatever.
Wow.
Did you even buy that Island Mills?
Oh man, like, and how about they didn't say his name at the beginning, but Toby Jones, the quirky little salesman.
Toby Jones.
With
oh yeah.
I don't know
that's
who we're talking about.
Real hair, or if he's wearing. It looked like a toupee. And he's a good actor, but like his character is kind of goofy in this.
Are you talking about the nerd guy?
No, the salesman. He kind of comes in. Toby Jones plays him. Apparently he's Mr. Eversole.
Right. I assume he's in the rest of the film around the end, right? But
he is. Yeah, he's the one that's like running the auction later with all the rich people.
Right. I'm sure we've seen him in a bunch of other films. He's a very familiar face. Or TV shows. I don't know. He's in something, right? Okay.
Oh yeah, like he's been in the Marvel movies. Like he was in the first Captain America.
That's it. He's Arnold.
He was in the second one as a computerized.
Yeah. He's Zoloff.
He was a computer. So like you saw his face, but it was just a computerized.
In
image.
the comics, he's a robot.
Is he?
Yeah,
Zoloff?
with a computer for a head.
Wait.
No.
It's true.
Dr. Zola.
Dr. Zoloff. He runs around. He's a robot.
It was really
Zola? What's his name?
Or he could have the computer TV monitor in his belly. I forget, and you're like praying, but he runs around like that. He's a robot.
I'm not familiar with it.
Did you see What If? Marvel's What If, not the romantic comedy.
No. Wait,
So Zoloff was in it as a robot.
His name is not Zoloft.
Yeah.
Wait, guys, can we? It's not Zoloft.
It's not
I know.
Zoloft is an antidepressant.
Well, his first name
Zola.
is Zola.
Isn't it Zola?
Zola. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Hey, well, we're close.
Oh, your wife should be running this podcast and not us. We have been owned.
Dr. Arnim Zola.
Oh, that's so funny. God.
A bit of the fire.
He was also in Muppets Most Wanted and Hunger Games. Oh, that's right. I forgot he was in Hunger Games. He was like the other announcer along with the two guys with the crazy hair in the Hunger Games.
Crazy hair. Is that the same future where Taco Bell serves won the restaurant wars? Okay, no one. Okay, that joke fell flat. Talking about sorry, but seriously, this is completely off topic. But
what hasn't been in this podcast?
Oh my gosh!
No, that's okay.
Sylvester Stallone was in that '90s movie with, shoot, darn it, what's her name?
Wait, Spy Kids?
No.
Oh wait, that's a 2000s movie. Never mind.
Was he in Spy Kids?
He was in Spy Kids 3.
Well, I avoided Spy Kids like the plague, so. Oh, never mind. It was Demolition Man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just
Wesley
joking
Snipes.
about how some of the characters dress versus Hunger Games. So let's just avoid this sad moment where my joke fell flat.
So, guys, that's how bad this movie, or how forgettable this movie is. Like, we're talking about other movies while we're
really good. Really good.
Kidding?
Movie.
I was on my phone on the internet for
half the movie, for half of the movie. I'm curious what it got.
I just kept trying to figure out what happened to Site B. I'm like, Google, what happened to Site B?
I know, yeah, exactly. Like,
where's Site B, Google?
Did they talk about that in the first Jurassic World movie?
No. As soon as I assumed that when Jurassic World reopened, it was like open for like 10 years before Jurassic World and all came crashing down apparently. But I would assume that being that Site B was where they made the dinosaurs, they might have got that started again for Jurassic World, but they don't talk about it. In Fallen Kingdom, the news report at the beginning says it's the Isle Nublar, Site A, is the only place that still has living dinosaurs. And sorry, my ADHD kicked in, and I was like, Google, what happened to Site B?
All right, I was curious what this got on Rotten Tomatoes. I was predicting 50%, and I was pretty darn close.
Oh, that is so sad.
47%.
Oh no!
From critics, 433 reviews tabulated, averaged 47%. The audience score for Rotten Tomatoes was only 48%.
I can't believe they actually agreed with each other.
Yeah, that's rare. Although on IMDb, the audience rated it 6.1 out of 10, which is a little higher, but not much. Critics' consensus: Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom adds another set-piece-packed entry to the blockbuster franchise, although genuinely thrilling moments are in increasingly short supply.
Oh, sad.
Well, I like Jurassic World. The first one.
Brian Eggert from Deep Focus Review says, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom has a few primal thrills and bouts of humor, but a story structure that remains distractingly uninspired.
Oh, wow.
Right in the truth.
Corey Woodruff from 615 Film says, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is not a dumb movie. It's a terrifying movie about dumb, greedy people who do dumb, greedy things and are made to suffer for their misdeeds and stupidity.
This is also true. But isn't this the same reason why these nostalgic films keep getting rebooted and rehashed? Sequelized.
We'll read two more here. Lauren Bradshaw from Fangirl Freakout says, if you don't think you'll enjoy watching 2+ hours of dinosaurs dying in every depressing, horrible way possible, Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom is probably not for you. Kip Mooney from College Movie Review says, falls victim to the same problem that has plagued every sequel to the iconic film. It makes the mistake of thinking bigger is better.
I've heard his name before.
If there was a sentence that summed up some of Hollywood's problems, it would be that one. They often make the mistake of thinking bigger is better, and they sacrifice story just to crank something out, and they spend more. They spend a ton of money on post production, and maybe to some degree, if your aim is just making a lot of money, they're actually right. I mean, just look at the Transformers movies.
Ugh.
Like,
don't never ever speak of them again. I'm sorry, I'm just not a big fan.
They've made so much money.
I love Optimus Prime and stuff, but I'm just not a big fan of the direction Michael Bay went, I guess, with those.
No, I enjoyed, I think, the first 3, maybe.
There's more than than 3.
5 or 6.
Yeah, I haven't seen the one. There's a couple I haven't seen. I think I haven't seen the Bumblebee one, which is probably fun.
Yeah, that might actually be decent.
I didn't see the one where Optimus Prime has a sword, loses his memory, tries to kill everybody, apparently.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't think I've seen that one either.
I don't know. Last Night or Cybertron. I don't know what it's called.
Maybe I have. All right, guys. We should probably wrap this thing up because Will's got to get up early.
No, forever.
We're having
forever. 5 hours.
So, since we only watched the first half, let's just say final thoughts, Laura.
Oh gosh. Yeah, it's just the one-dimensionalness of all of the characters.
Yeah, all of them.
I do like the doctor chick. And
she's cool.
The intern boy, man.
Intern boy, man.
The tattooed feminist.
That's a new superhero.
Yes, but she actually she's
pretty cool.
She had I don't know.
Paleo veterinarian.
She's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. She has lots of spunk and she's kind of scary and intimidating. And I don't know. I feel like she could be an extra side character. Like there could be more to her story.
I think they bring her back in Dominion.
But
I
hope so.
Well, that'd be good.
I think I heard that.
Actually pretty
I don't
cool.
know.
I liked her character too.
Yeah, exactly. And she had 8 lines, and she's very interesting. I feel like it's not that hard to write.
Honestly, she's more interesting than Bryce Dallas Howard's
character.
Yeah.
So those are my feelings from what I've seen so far.
So the most the most 2-dimensional or whatever word I'm looking for character in this I think was Blue. Because of the videos.
More interesting or less interesting?
You mean 3-dimensional?
Yeah, 3-dimensional. Blue had the most backstory. Oh, this raptor is empathetic.
Yeah.
Empathic.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Empathetic. Yeah,
empathetic.
She displayed empathy.
Curious.
It's not empathic. That would be psychic abilities. I don't know.
And she can float on her own. It's just so cool.
And it looks like she's going to be, which obviously, guys, we haven't seen the new one yet. No, but it looks like she's going to be a main, or she's going to be an important part of.
She's going to be a main
character,
3-dimensional character.
It does look like she's Well, I think I saw in the trailer like she has a kid. She has a kid.
Mommy Blue.
She's a mother now.
Asexual reproduction.
What'd you say?
Asexual reproduction.
Well, didn't you know that in the wild, some amphibians, some frog species have been known to spontaneously change sex?
That was the first film.
I know.
So,
the dinosaurs.
Well, actually, the trailer reveals there are more raptors, so we've been busy apparently. So who knows? Who knows who the daddy is? Maybe it's Chris Pratt.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Well, they do introduce cloning in this movie. So we just watched. Yeah.
Some shepherds get really bored.
I'm just really uncomfortable. I'm so uncomfortable.
I'm so happy.
Oh, man.
Okay, so should I go on to my thoughts?
Oh, I thought you already gave them, but yeah,
okay.
please do.
I just wanted to say, I'll share one positive thing. The dinosaurs, well, a couple positive things. The dinosaurs still look cool.
Yes.
Even though the movie certain plot points don't make any sense to me, if I just ignore it, it's a good popcorn film. It's a lot of action. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
Oh no, it's not.
I think I've only seen this film twice until tonight. No, two and a half times. And every time I saw it, I do admit that it seemed forgettable. And I don't really know where I rate it, but I think I rate it below Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah, I think we both. Although that certainly has its problems.
Yeah, Alan.
Oh, that one's just fun to watch.
Yeah,
that's just lots of fun.
Yeah, but I have lost my train of thought. But yeah, I mean, I'm just saying that the redeeming qualities is that if you ignore all that things that we were complaining about, it's still an enjoyable film. It's not the best Jurassic Park film made, but it's still fun.
Yeah, and I think so. Would you agree with Rotten Tomatoes score like roughly 47%?
I don't know.
5 out of
maybe.
10. I think that's kind of what I was thinking.
I wouldn't rate it
5 out of 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't rate it any higher than 70 out of 100 or something.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
How about you, Laura? Would you
60s maybe?
Out of 10? Out of 10, what would you give it?
Oh, out of 10?
Like out of 10 stars.
60s, I don't know.
Would be like the perfect
I'll give
film.
it a healthy 6.
Okay, healthy 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was just remembering while you guys were talking that the last time I watched this, I got 15 minutes into the movie, and I was like, I am bored out of my mind. This is so best. Slow. But, a healthy 6. Like I'll watch it if I have to, but.
But all the scenes that take place on the island are the best parts of the movie.
They didn't get there fast enough. I was like, man, they're just in this old guy's house looking at.
It did take a while, didn't it?
The little dinosaur
looking at stuff.
Looking up stuff.
You're right. It was so forgetful that my mind glossed over it. Even tonight, I was on my phone instead, and I was like, "Oh, we're on Isla Nublar now."
Already? What?
Yeah.
Isla Nublar.
Isla
Nublar. No.
So you're right. My brain, it erased that memory of
because it's just
everything before the island.
Yeah.
I kid.
Yeah, I think I would probably give it a 5 out of 10, which is what I was expecting to give it before. I was willing to give it another chance, but then the lava happened, and I was like, well, and then you mentioned the mercenary thing, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, they're dumb characters.
Avatar.
Yeah.
Which I loved Avatar for other reasons, but I did not love.
It was pretty.
I did not love the villains. I will say they were very dumb.
Wasn't Sigourney Weaver in that?
She was.
Yeah. I like Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
She's cool, Will, no matter what you think.
Oh, I love Ghostbusters, thank you much.
Oh, I actually
and Aliens.
haven't seen that. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I know.
What about, have you seen Alien?
I've seen Prometheus.
Slap your
Oh,
tongue.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, I saw the...
You haven't seen the original Alien.
I saw Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's not the same.
Yeah, I've seen Alien.
Okay, I was going to say.
Okay.
You've
And
seen the original.
I've seen Alien Resurrection, I think.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, my point is Sigourney Weaver kicks butt. That's all I'm saying.
She does, yeah.
Yeah,
even
and-
in terrible movies.
Yes. And one of the saddest things about Ghostbusters 3 not happening in the 90s is because it would have been really awesome if Sigourney Weaver had just been decided that she was going to stop being the damsel in distress and suit up. But I have purposely distracted the conversation because I'm having so much fun. I don't want this podcast to end. But
yeah, so hopefully you guys don't want it to end either, and you'll come back next week.
That's right. Like our Facebook page. It only has 5 likes, and I'm sad.
That's right.
That's so sad. Sorry, I love you.
Yeah, we haven't gotten too much traction with the Facebook fan page yet. So check us out on there if you're a Facebook person. It's called The Irreverent Nerds, and we're also on Instagram at irreverent_nerds plural. We're on YouTube. We don't have a whole lot of content on there at this point, but you can still check us out there. It's just Irreverent Nerd. And, of course, we are at anchor.fm/Irreverent Nerd. That's the show page. You can see, like, most of the places where the podcast can be found, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, etc. You can also send us a audio message there if you'd like to be included in a future episode. Feel free to do that. Check us out there. And if you'd like to support us, you can do it. There's 3 different options, and it's through Stripe. So you can do it for 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or $9.99 a month. If you do it for $9.99 a month, I think we'll send you like virtual kisses, or we'll come to your house and give you a hug.
I promise I will not kiss your feet, though.
Yeah. He's not going to worship your feet. Oh, sorry, it was a joke from earlier.
Okay. It's like, this is uncomfortable.
Laura is so
This is uncomfortable.
confused.
No, it's okay.
I know. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. And let's see. What are we going to talk about next week? We might talk about the new film next week if we get a chance to see it. But if not, we'll think of something cool and amazing to talk about. And we'll just have fun with it.
See.
So yeah, Laura, thank you for joining us.
It was fun and interesting and uncomfortable. I did enjoy it. Yeah.
Sounds like life with these 2 weirdos.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
I'm including myself in that, by the way. All right, nerds. Live long and prosper. Engage. Make it so. All those good things.
Just like Doctor Who said to Gandalf, use the farce, Peter. I should have said Harry. I don't know why I said Peter.
Use the farce, Harry. Use it.
The Sleeper Awakes, Chapter 1, written by H.G. Wells, read by Richard Best. Isbister looked at all the wild beauty of the sunlit cliffs about them and back to that face of despair. For a moment he was silent. He started and made a gesture of impatient rejection. "You get a night's sleep," he said, "and you won't see much misery out here. Take my word for it." He was quite sure now that this was a providential encounter. Only half an hour ago he had been feeling horribly bored. Here was employment, the bare thought of which was self-righteous applause. He took possession forthwith. The first need of this exhausted being was companionship. He flung himself down on the steeply sloping turf beside the motionless seated figure and threw out a skirmishing line of gossip. His hearer lapsed into apathy. He stared dismally seaward and spoke only in answer to Isbister's direct questions, and not to all of those. But he made no objection to this benevolent intrusion upon his despair. He seemed even grateful, and when presently Isbister, feeling that his unsupported talk was losing vigor, suggested that they should reascend the steep and return towards Boscastle, alleging the view into Blackapit, he submitted quietly.
Halfway up, he began talking to himself, and abruptly turned a ghastly face on his helper. "What can be happening?" he asked with a gaunt, illustrative hand. "What can be happening? Spin, 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 spin. It goes round and round and round, forevermore." He stood with his hand circling. "It's all right, old chap," said his Isbister with the air of an old friend. "Don't worry yourself. Trust to me." The man dropped his hand and turned again. They went over the brow and to the headland beyond Penally, with the sleepless man gesticulating ever and again and speaking fragmentary things concerning his whirling brain. At the headland they stood by the seat that looks into the dark mysteries of Blackapit, and then he sat down. Isbister had resumed his talk whenever the path had widened sufficiently for them to walk abreast. He was enlarging upon the complex difficulty of making Boscastle Harbour in bad weather, when suddenly and quite irrelevantly his companion interrupted him again. "My head is not like what it was," he said, gesticulating for want of expressive phrases. "It's not like what it was. There is a sort of oppression, a weight. No, not drowsiness. Would God that it were. It is like a shadow, a deep shadow, falling suddenly and swiftly across something busy, spin, spin into the darkness. The tumult of thought, the confusion, the eddy and eddy, I can't express it. I can hardly keep my mind on it, steadily enough to tell you." He stopped feebly. "Don't trouble, old chap," said Isbister. "I think I can understand. At any rate, it doesn't matter very much just at present about telling me, you know." The sleepless man thrust his knuckles into his eyes and rubbed them. Isbister talked for a while this rubbing continued, and then he had a fresh idea. "Come down to my room," he said, "and try a pipe. I can show you some sketches of this Blackapit, if you'd care." The other rose obediently and followed him down the steep. Several times Isbister heard him stumble as they came down, and his movements were slow and hesitating. "Come in with me," said Isbister, "and try some cigarettes and the blessed gift of alcohol. If you take alcohol?" The stranger hesitated at the garden gate. He seemed no longer aware of his actions. "I don't drink," he said slowly, coming up the garden path, and after a moment's interval he repeated absently, "No, I don't drink. It goes round. Spin, it goes, spin." He stumbled at the doorstep and entered the room with the bearing of one who sees nothing. Then he sat down heavily in the easy chair, seemed almost to fall into it. He leant forward with his brows on his hands and became motionless. Presently he made a faint sound in his throat. Isbister moved about the room with the nervousness of an inexperienced host, making little remarks that scarcely required answering. He crossed the room to his portfolio, placed it on the table, and noticed the mantel clock. "I don't know if you'd care to have supper with me," he said with an unlighted cigarette in his hand, his mind troubled with ideas of a furtive administration of chloral. "Only cold mutton, you know, but passing sweet. Welsh, and a tart, I believe," he repeated, this after a momentary silence. The seated man made no answer. Isbister stopped, match in hand, regarding him. The stillness lengthened. The match went out. The cigarette was put down, unlit. The man was certainly very still. Isbister took up the portfolio, opened it, put it down, hesitated, seemed about to speak. "Perhaps," he whispered doubtfully. Presently he glanced at the door and back to the figure. Then he stole on tiptoe out of the room, glancing at his companion after each elaborate pace. He closed the door noiselessly. The house door was standing open, and he went out beyond the porch and stood where the monk's hood rose at the corner of the garden bed. From this point he could see the stranger through the open window, still and dim, sitting head in on hand. He had not moved. A number of children going along the road stopped and regarded the artist curiously. A boatman exchanged civilities with him. He felt that possibly his circumspect attitude and position looked peculiar and unaccountable. Smoking, perhaps, might seem more natural. He drew pipe and pouch from his pocket, filled the pipe slowly. "I wonder," he said, with a scarcely perceptible loss of complacency. "At any rate, one must give him a chance." He struck a match in the virile way and proceeded to light his pipe. He heard his landlady behind him, coming with his lamp lit from the kitchen. He turned, gesticulating with his pipe, and stopped her at the door of his sitting room. He had some difficulty in explaining the situation in whispers, for she did not know he had a visitor. She retreated again with the lamp, still a little mystified to judge from her manner, and he resumed his hovering at the corner of the porch, flushed and less at his ease. Long after he had smoked out his pipe, and when the bats were abroad, curiosity dominated his complex hesitations, and he stole back into his darkling sitting room. He paused in the doorway. The stranger was still in the same attitude, dark against the window. Save for the singing of some sailors aboard one of the little slate-carrying ships in the harbor, the evening was very still. Outside, the spikes of monkshood and delphinium stood erect and motionless against the shadow of the hillside. Something flashed into Isbister's mind. He started, and leaning over the table, listened. An unpleasant suspicion grew stronger, became conviction. Astonishment seized him and became dread. No sound of breathing came from the seated figure. He crept slowly and noiselessly round the table, pausing twice to listen. At last he could lay his hand on the back of the armchair. He bent down until the two heads were ear to ear. Then he bent still lower to look up at his visitor's face. He started violently and uttered an exclamation. The eyes were void spaces of white. He looked again and saw that they were open and with the pupils rolled under the lids. He was afraid. He took the man by the shoulder and shook him. "Are you asleep?" he said with his voice jumping, and again, "Are you asleep?" A conviction took possession of his mind that this man was dead. He became active and noisy, strode across the room, blundering against the table as he did so, and rang the bell. "Please bring a light at once," he said in the passage. "There is something wrong with my friend." He returned to the motionless seated figure, grasped the shoulder, shook it, shouted. The room was flooded with the yellow glare as his landlady entered with the light. His face was white as he turned, blinking towards her. "I must fetch a doctor," he said. "It is either death or a fit. Is there a doctor in the village? Where is a doctor to be found?" Thank you for joining me for this week's Sci-Fi Focus. If you'd like to read more of H.G. Wells' literary works, you can find them on Amazon, on independent bookstore websites, at your local independent bookstore. Bookmarks is one such bookstore in my town, or at your local library. My nerds, thank you so much for joining Will and I for this week's episode of the Irreverent Nerds podcast. Our Instagram handle has changed just a tad. We are at irreverent_nerds, plural. That's at irreverent_nerds. Facebook fan page is the same. It's called The Irreverent Nerds. So check us out on either of those platforms. We're also on YouTube, just simply called Irreverent Nerd. And if you'd like to leave us a voice message to be included in a future episode, go to anchor.fm/irreverent nerd, and there'll be a button there you can press and record a message for us. And as I said, we'll include it in a future episode. Also, on that same page, you can choose to sponsor us if you'd like. For either 99 cents a month, $4.99 a month, or even $9.99 a month. If you do that, you'll be a saint. Anyway, check us out. And as always, I hope you have a wonderful week, and you'll be hearing from us next time.